First of all, guys, amazing job on this film. I'm so happy I got to watch it, mainly because there's so many things I didn't know about Billie Holiday or any of that stuff, really. But first of all, Trevante, I want to ask you, so when we start the film, Jimmy's just doing his job, and he's very naive to the world around him. How does Jimmy grow and gain from his perspective in this film?
I think he just, like many of us, who are or who might have been blessed into privilege. I think he had the opportunity to really understand or develop an understanding about a lifestyle of people who looked like him that he might not have had the opportunity to understand. It's difficult for, a lot of Black people in America. It's difficult for a lot of people in America, but it's especially difficult for a lot of Black people in America. And Jimmy didn't have that opportunity to see that until he got involved in this world. So it was, it was an interesting experience.
Amazing. Now, Tyler, talk to me about saxophonist and a part of Billie Holiday's inner circle, Lester Prez Young.
Prez is one of those people who, if you're in the jazz community and you know saxophone, you absolutely know his name. But if that's not the case, you really might not. And he redefined the saxophone in a lot of ways with his choices of notes and how to play them and where he resided and the longevity in which, he was able to play, even in the midst of battling, several addictions. But I think, one of the things that's important in this film is Lester's relationship to Billie. A lot of people don't realize that. They don't realize how, we focus on a lot of the men who did her wrong or she had dysfunctional relationships with. And this may have been one of the only functional ones that she had, or at least to a certain extent, where it was platonic and supportive. Whether or not that went to the point of enabling, that's up for other people to decide. But I think that, as we tell the story of Billie, I think people always say, you want to know somebody, look at the 5 closest people to them. That we kind of have to look at these 5 people, and he's one of them.
Absolutely. Now, Trevante, you spend a lot of time on the screen with Andra. She is brilliant in this film. Not only is she, it doesn't even feel like she's acting. It really feels like she's channeling Billie Holiday. Absolutely. So what can you talk to me about just working with her and what she brought to the role that may have surprised you?
I think Tyler tell the story a lot. I think everybody had the opportunity to meet Andra pretty much as Billie when we first got to Montreal at dinner. We were in dinner and she walks in as Billie Holiday. So as an actor, as a performer, as a creative, you understand that when someone is bringing that depth of courage, that depth of just themselves to a role, you lick your chops and you dive in with them,
Absolutely. Now, Tyler, last question for you is, even though this film is set in the early part of the 20th century, racial injustice, police brutality, and censorship are all things that we're dealing with now. What are you hoping audiences take away or gain perspective on from watching this film?
I hope they understand how long we've been at this and how many people literally gave their lives for this conversation. I think we found ourselves in a place where we had gotten somewhat comfortable with our progress and maybe thought that we had gotten a bit farther along than we actually had. We had a rude awakening. And I think part of remembering the fact that we can't get comfortable is the fact that someone died very uncomfortably for this. Billie died shackled to her bed, being framed by the federal government. We have to understand that. We have to understand that none of this, this is nothing to play with. It's nothing to carry lightly. We all within our blood carry the dreams and hopes and struggles of those who came before us. We can't let that go or let that down.
Well, this film's brilliant, and you gentlemen are brilliant in it. Thank you so much for your time, and really thank you for helping make this project. It's such a beautiful film with so much there. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, brother.
Take care, guys.